So we can send that out to anybody that might not be able to make it tonight. And welcome. So we're going to take a few minutes. I know many of you've heard announcements in class. Maybe you've done mindful moments in the past. It may not be brand new to you, but I'll take just a couple of minutes kind of talking about what mindful moments is, kind of how it'll be changed a little bit this go round, give you a chance to ask some questions, and then we'll end with just a little bit of a breathing exercise. I won't keep you a real long time. But so just briefly, mindful moments, it is a time when we can slow down, right? And really tune in to the moment. And that doesn't have to be something that we do in, say, a meditation or even in a breath, right? It's something when we're eating, right? We can be mindfully eating. If we are driving, mindfully driving. I know I'm super guilty, right? We've gotten someplace and we're like, wow, how did I get here? How did that happen, right? We get used to just going that same path and our mind is not really in the moment. And the more we can do anything with our mind present in the moment, the more efficient we're going to be at it. So I know it can feel like, I don't have time on my plate for one more thing. I don't have time for 2 more 30-minute sessions in my week. But the nice thing about mindful moments is it's going to kind of create time for us, because what happens is when we learn to be mindful and do things more efficiently, right? We get things done more quickly. We create time. The other thing that mindful moments and this practice will do is it moves us from what you might hear referred to as your downstairs brain or your amygdala or our reptilian brain. So that is kind of the first part of our brain that's created. It's the same part of the brain that we share with the whole animal kingdom. It's that part of our brain that is instinct. It's the part of the brain where it says, hey, danger, danger, fight, freeze, flee, to protect yourself. Well, what happens, especially in our society as humans, is we can get stuck in the amygdala, into the downstairs brain, because we live such a life of deadline, right? I've got to do this. I've got to do this. Have you ever had that experience if you've been so busy during the day and you've finally kind of completed your task for that day, and you might have an hour or two that you don't really have anything to do, and you feel or you find yourself still rushing? Like I will catch myself halfway through eating a meal and I've just been shoveling it in, right? Because I'm kind of stuck in that downstairs brain. I'm stuck in that place of a little bit of panic, a little bit of rush, a little bit of hurry. And so mindful moments teaches our body to move out of that. It activates our vagus nerve, which is kind of a newer part of the body. We've always kind of known kind of fight or flight and then rest and digest. Well, more recent studies, we've learned like that activation of the vagus nerve is what really can calm us. And our vagus nerve is connected from our brain directly to all the organs of our body. So it doesn't necessarily run along the spine. That's why we get like that gut brain connection. We'll feel tension and stress in our gut, all of that sort of stuff. So when we practice these techniques that you'll learn in mindful moments, we are able to activate the vagus nerve, calms the body, and allows us to move into our upstairs brain, or our prefrontal cortex, which is kind of the wise part of our brain, our logical part of our brain, our thinking part of our brain. And so we become more efficient at what we're doing. If we are in that downstairs brain, our amygdala, right, we are just worried about surviving. We're not really going to be super efficient. So these techniques pay back in that they give us, more efficiency, more time. So in mindful moments, the things that are a little bit different this time, we're going to do 8 sessions. 2 sessions a week, Tuesday, Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Everything will be recorded. So if you can't make one, you'll get that recording. I'll send that out shortly after. Each of the sessions will start with a breathing technique, followed by like a strategy, a coping technique, something that we can do when maybe the breathing isn't enough. So sometimes if I'm really in my amygdala, I'm feeling that sense of like panic. And I know, and I tell myself, breathe, Shari, breathe. It's like, it's not quite enough. So breathing can be fabulous. Sometimes it's enough. Sometimes we combine it with something else. So that's that other piece you're going to get of each session. And then we will also get a yoga nidra each session. So if you just did the yin and unwind, right, we get those little 10-minute yoga nidras. So in this, we're going to get close to a 20-minute, so almost double that, of really being able to go deep into that resting place. And of course, that's all going to be recorded for you. So at the end of the time, you'll have 8 of those that you can refer back to anytime you like. And then in addition to that, we are going to have a WhatsApp group. I decided to switch to WhatsApp from Facebook because I know a lot of people are trying to move away from spending so much time on Facebook, and we get into Facebook and we can kind of get, pulled in. And so I'm going to set up a WhatsApp for everybody that is taking part, where we can communicate and share with each other. And I can post reminders, but I will always send everything out email as well. So if you're like, oh, I don't want one more thing that I have to look at, totally understand. All the meetings, all the informations will come out in a Facebook message as well. And then with each one of our sessions, you'll get some follow-up optional activities, some journaling activities, some kind of worksheets, if you will, to help you go deeper into the techniques and into your guided just finding that inner mindfulness. So that's kind of the big picture of what mindful moments is. I do want to take a minute if anyone has any questions that they'd like to ask, and then we'll, just take a little bit of time to breathe a little bit. So any questions, concerns, comments, feedback? Yes.
Hi, I watched the recording from the last pop-up you did, and I think I heard you say that if you've done mindful moments before that you get a discount. Is that correct?
You do. So yes, thank you for asking. If you are a Connect member or you've done mindful moments in the past, it is a 20% discount. And I think I have the code laying here.
Oh, there's a code. Okay.
Yes.
Perfect.
So it's all capital letters. So when you go in, you click the link. So you all are VFit members. So you would click on, if you go into the website, and I'm going to send a fit grid out after this, and I can put the code in there as well, but I'll tell it to you. So you go in, you click on member, and it'll take you to kind of that mind body registration page, and you'll see mindful moments. And then it'll ask for a promo code. And if you are a returner or a Connect member, which I think almost everybody in here, you are one or the other, you will enter all capital letters, May, M-A-Y, capital M-M 22. And that will give you that 20%. If you're a returner. Yeah, if you're a returner or a member, that will work for you. And I'll send all that out to you as well. And also, if you're a returner, you have probably gotten an email from me with that information in, and you'll actually get one more from me tomorrow or Friday. I'll send out kind of one last call for anybody wanting to join. I'd love to have anyone joining, hopefully kind of joined by Friday. I can put everything together, and as soon as you join, you'll get a welcome letter from me, a welcome email. But then on Sunday, I'll send out kind of a get started little packet, and then we'll start with our first session on Tuesday, May 3rd. Yeah, so great. Thank you, Katie. Excellent question. Anything else? Yeah, Valerie.
I have never been part of Mindful Moments, but are we already enrolled in Mind Body? Because I'm having a hard time trying to add.
So you should be, and that's the part I'm not real good at answering questions on, because I don't really, I kind of understand the back end, but I don't really have any clearance to go in on anything. So if you have any issues logging in that way, feel free. Let me know, or let Rochelle know, because if you let me know, I'm just going to let Rochelle know. She can add you. She will more than happily add you and just deduct, minus the 20% or whatever from your account. And you can just bypass the whole do it yourself, checklist if you like. So what should happen, and I did try it on my end, and it did happen for me, when I go into that website, the Mind Body link that I will send out to FitGrid after this class, is it comes up to like a whole web page, and a couple of different places, there's some buttons that click member or non-member. When you click on the member, it takes you into the Mind Body page, and I was already in there, but you might have to like enter your email and password. And that's where it's like, if you don't know and you're like, oh, I don't know, reach out to Rochelle and she can do it for you, but it should kind of like pop up right there.
And it should be the same username and password as VFit.
Yes, that is my understanding. And that's why I said, like, when I logged, it was just automatically in. I didn't actually even have to enter my name and password. I just kind of popped right up as Shari Belmaris's page. And I was able to, see Mindful Moments. It should take you directly to the Mindful Moments link. Like, it shouldn't even take you to any other programs.
Okay.
But yes, any problems, tag me in Facebook, reach out to Rochelle, send us a text and email. We'll get you added. And don't let that be a worry.
Thank you.
Thanks, Valerie. Perfect. Anyone else? Any questions or comments? If you were here on Tuesday and I said something different, or last week and I said something I didn't say tonight, please point that out to me. And then again, like I said, when we're done, I will send a Fit Grid out once again with that link. If you are a returner, you're going to get an email again from me on Friday, just saying, hey, one last call. You're going to get a newsletter probably one more time. You'll hear it a couple of different places and times in the next couple of days, since we are kind of down to the end, and we want to make sure that anybody that wants to sign up has that chance to sign up. And, feel free, tag me in Facebook, send me a text, send me an email, or Rochelle, and we'll definitely help you out. Perfect. Well, then let's just take, this class was just scheduled to be about 15 minutes long. We'll probably go a tiny bit over that because I do want to, end with a little bit of a breath work. So allow yourself to get comfortable. And so the breath work, this will be a piece of what we do each session. We'll do just a breath work today. Shrug your shoulders around a little bit. And take a moment just to simply notice your breath. Feel the air come in the nostrils and out the nostrils. You don't have to change your breath. I simply invite you to notice it. Breath awareness will always start there. Whatever type of breath we're doing, we always want to start with our awareness. And this is something you can do very often during the day. Every hour, take a couple of minutes and just check in with your breath. Immediately starts to relax the mind, the body. And then I just invite you to bring a little bit of a count to your breath. And there's not a specific way to count. I just want you to think as you inhale, think 1, 2, 3. And then kind of put a count to your exhale. You're not trying to reach any specific number. Just allow yourself to breathe normally. And then just kind of noticing if your inhale and exhale are close to equal or very different. And so what I invite you to do here is to begin to double the length of your exhale. So if you were kind of naturally breathing in for a count of 3, continue that. But then allow your exhale to be a count of 6. Now, if double's a little bit too much, that's okay. Shorten it a little, but lengthen your exhale. And then invite the awareness into the space between the inhale and exhale and the exhale and inhale. And you can release the counting of the breath and simply notice the space. allowing the breath itself to just happen. And the awareness becomes the space. The stillness. Space. And then bring the awareness back to the breath itself. The inhale. And the exhale. Deepening the breath. Feel the sensation of the body with the breath. And then gently tap your thumb to each finger, bringing your awareness back into the physical body. You can bow your chin towards your chest and gently flutter the eyes open. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. So that breath type work, and there will be lots of different types of breath work. That'll be a portion of our mindful moments, followed by a little bit more tangible technique and a yoga nidra. So again, thank you so much for joining me this evening, and feel free, I've sent out a fit grid. You'll be able to reply to that with any questions that you may have. And again, if you have any problem signing up, let Rochelle or I know. If you let me know, I'm going to send it to Rochelle, but you can let either one of us know and she'll help you with that end. Thanks everybody. If anybody else has any last minute questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. Thank you.